A lot of sense to be by yourself with the other people that you were quarantining with in an Airbnb and cook your own food and sit out on the porch or on the back deck. Well, the world has come roaring back, and that has not been good for Airbnb. Airbnb's revenues are plummeting. They're down nearly 50% in cities like Phoenix and Austin. The Airbnb collapse is pretty real. And now a lot of these, and here's what happened with Airbnb. And I'm not going to rehash what I went through with Airbnb, except to say this. The crux of the problem that I had with those two women was that they expected me to clean up the house after I had paid a cleaning fee in excess of $400. I did later threaten to kill them. That wasn't, but the catalyst for the whole issue, and have them killed. I'm not going to kill them. Have them killed. Put money behind it and do it right. But the issue, the catalyst for it was, why am I paying a cleaning fee in addition to then having to clean? It didn't make any sense. It felt strange. It felt weird. So there was that whole big war, and of course Airbnb siding with them, which is fine. Now Airbnb is collapsing. Ha. But what had happened is Airbnb started as like this funky, cool thing, and then the rules came. You can't be outside after 10 o'clock. No visitors. We're watching you on camera. If we see anyone that we don't, if there's anybody's got, if they don't have a license, they can't be here. If they're not checked in, if they're not an official guest, we don't want to see them. Airbnb is weird and creepy. We used to check into Airbnbs that we were almost certain a guy was like there several minutes before he checked in. It was really weird. And we also felt a few times that they had entered the house when we weren't there, when we came back. Airbnb is a criminal organization. A lot of disgusting people are renting their homes on Airbnb. They're voyeurs, they're spying on you, and they're potentially dangerous. This is the reality. This is no joke now. Airbnb has gotten away with a lot for a long time with this, and I think people have to start understanding how vulnerable you and your family are when you go to an Airbnb. A lot of the people who Airbnb out their homes are sick. They're sick. They're rapists, they're pedophiles, they're murderers. And the reason that they're trying to ensnare you in their disgusting home is so that they can kill you and your family. And that's why I'm not saying it's a bad business model. I'm just saying that 50% of the ads have dropped 50% because 50% of people want to live. They want to live. They don't want their children to be kidnapped by the owner of the Airbnb, who's going to make you clean the house up before they put you in a box in the basement. Have you ever met anyone who Airbnb'd their house? Let's be very honest. Have you ever met these? No. No one will admit it. No one will tell you they do it. So whoever these sick freaks are, whoever these disturbed, I've only spoken to a few people that have their houses on Airbnb, and they're all, without exception, disturbed. They're disturbed. I don't trust them. Remember that Airbnb story we did a while ago where somebody checked in and it was all like satanic imagery and all kind of, these are the types of people that are on Airbnb. Get up one of these people, one of these Airbnb hosts, and we'll listen to them in their own words, because I always like to give the opposing point of view time on my show. Of course, Airbnb did not do that for me, but that's okay. What I have discovered through my limited dealings with people on Airbnb that are renting out their homes is that there is something not quite right with them. There's something not quite, dear. Here we are.
Here's what we've learned and what we've earned after 6 months on Airbnb.
And if you're new to the channel,
In July of 2021, we bought this house.
This
and
is it.
We renovated
Hold
it
this
for
for a
about
minute.
3.
So what this is interesting because this is a pandemic thing. We're going to realize by the end of this that this Airbnb, unlike Uber, unlike some of the great advancements and achievements of our business community and our tech community, Airbnb is an aberration. It is unholy. It is satanic. It is demonic.
3.5 months, and then launched on Airbnb in November of 2021.
And we documented that entire experience, and we have a weekly vlog series about what it's like to own an Airbnb in the Joshua Tree area. So if you're curious
These
about
were not the two, by the way, the two people they were lesbians. Yeah. The two people that I had issues with at Airbnb were lesbians. And so it's not them. But this is what happened at Joshua Tree. A lot of people started coming up with these Airbnbs because everybody wanted an escape. And Joshua Tree, for a certain type of person, is a great escape. And I would like to know what they learned. What did they learn? What does a couple like this learn when they do Airbnb? Because usually the party line from all of these owners is that nobody respects my house. I just opened my house and people showed up and they started eating and living in it. I just wanted to make a little money, but people started showing up shitting in my toilet. Yeah, you rented out your house, you pig. People showed up eating and shitting in my house. They're all angry that people dared to do the thing they paid to do, which is live in the fucking house.
This first section's on deep cleaning, why it's necessary. This
Okay.
is the first thing they learned.
Yeah, let's hear why that's necessary.
Deep cleaning is a must. We self-manage our property, so we come about once a month and do a deep clean where we just pull up all the rugs, get under everything, and just really make sure that the house is being maintained. Our cleaners really let us know what's going on in the house, kind of surface level.
It just allows you to look in places that your cleaners don't normally do, and it's your house, so you know if something's wrong, something's out of place, something's going to be an issue.
These people they're neat freaks, but they're clean freaks. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. I love how they're like, we self-manage, and then they're like, our cleaners. It's like, we do everything but clean. That's what them Mexicans are for. These white devils, they're obsessed with they're sick. Do you see in their eyes how sick they are? They're sick in the head, these people, and they're obsessive about their fucking shit house, and all they care about is, like, how spotless it is. Keep going.
So yeah, here's more cleaning.
That leads us to cleaners being the most important piece of your puzzle when it comes to your Airbnb. I cannot stress that enough. We had some issues in the beginning trying to find a great cleaner out here in the high desert. So you definitely have to weed through the weeds to get to the gems. It's a work in progress always, because maybe something is out of place or whatever, and it's always communication is key when it comes to your cleaners. And if you have a management company, don't even listen to this, because they're going to be dealing with your cleaners. But if you are managing it yourself, that's like one of my full-time jobs is managing this house. So I'm always, Michael too, always in constant communication with our cleaners and them letting us know what's going on and just making sure that
I'm sorry. There's a spill in the sink. There's a spill in the sink. Do something. Constant communication with the cleaners. Lucky cleaners, huh? But these are the types of people. This thing with this group of people, there's a certain group of people who they gave their lives meaning by buying and renovating a house. It's strange. And then opening it up for other people to live in. And they're perpetually unhappy because they can't afford to live in their fucking house because they think this get-rich-quick scheme causes these people to renovate this house, make it really nice, and then do what they never wanted to do, which is open the doors to other people. And then they become angry at their guests. They become enraged at their guests, like they've done something wrong. And they write all these passive-aggressive rules, and they tell them, it's basically like, hi, thanks for checking in. Now, fuck you. And let me tell you why. I'll tell you why. Look in their faces. They're unhappy that other people are coming into their home.
Here's the section on reviewing bad Airbnb guests. This is
Oh, boy.
your situation right here.
For the first few months after you've launched your Airbnb, you're really relying on reviews and you're terrified of getting bad reviews, right? But there's a thing called bad guests, and they'll happen. And you're going to need to speak your truth when you have a guest that didn't follow the rules. That is a huge thing that we've learned. We've had a couple bad guests and we've given them decent stars as far as the review, and then within the review we say like, what's up, what happened, so that other hosts know maybe we don't want to book them, or like caution when booking them.
Because we know we rely on, when somebody requests to book our place, we look at their reviews. And so at first we didn't realize how important that was, but now that we've had bad guests, we realize just how important that is. And just stepping your ego out of it, that's a big lesson.
Yes.
Removing your ego and just being like, hey, these are the things that, didn't really line up with our checkout policy. Just do them in a nice way. Because
Our checkout policy, right? Because they want you, before you check out of an Airbnb, they want you to clean the entire house. They take every bottle of water. God forbid there's a bottle of water in the refrigerator that's half drank. That's all got to get thrown out. The garbage has got to be out. The entire house has got to be cleaned, even though you paid a cleaning fee. Every towel's got to be washed and folded. It's like, guys, what's the fucking point? That's why the revenues are down 50%, and people like her and him are going belly up. And I love that. Pitch the tent. Because this is what's happening. These people are out. They're being driven out of the market. They're being driven out of the market because they have a sick and twisted obsession, okay, with this weird curated experience they're trying to give people that required, like when she's like, you didn't follow the rules. You see her face when she said that? You see her face when she said that? These are power-hungry psychopaths that own these things. And when she said that, you didn't follow the rules, what she was basically saying is, I get to boss other adults around. I get to give them bad ratings. I get to give them a report card. I get to give them a report card because they didn't follow the rules in my shitbox in Joshua Tree. And you could slip out who they slip out every now and then who they really are. It was very hard to find a cleaner in the high desert. You got to weed through a lot of weeds. It's very hard to find a slave in the desert. Can't find any slaves in the desert. There's not enough good slaves in the desert for me. All right, let's finish up with them.
You don't need to piss anybody off.
If you need a vent, go to your journal or your best friend, not Airbnb like it's Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So dogs are going to come into your house whether you like it or not, and this is for our California and New York friends. We have gotten an abundance of requests asking, we'd love to book your house but saw you didn't have pets, we have an ESA animal. If it's a certified service animal, absolutely no problem.
That's fake.
ESA animal, no problem.
Fake.
But there is some sort of confusion and weird trickiness in the way people use the ESA animal. California, we can't charge for pet fees for a guest who visits with an ESA animal.
And that kills you.
And we are not allowed to decline the presence of an ESA. And where it gets kind of tricky is you're not allowed to ask for...
I actually agree with them on this. Mm-hmm. It's fake. Because California's government is stupid. They allow people to scam you by taking their dog to your house and saying it's an emotional support animal, which is fake and doesn't exist. It exists only for severe autism and blind people. Everyone else, that's it. And I mean severe autism, meaning like you're nonverbal or it's like 5 words. If you are not severely autistic or blind, you do not get to walk around with a dog that you like to squeeze. It's all stupid. But they really can't say that. All right, anyway, we're not going to go on and on with them. They're no better and no worse than the other people that are doing this. But what I'm telling you right now is that I'm very, very happy that this is happening in Airbnb because the American public are getting smarter. They don't want to be subject to this type of insane treatment when you're spending money. And to see these two, the passive-aggressive anger, how, excited they get about rules and the checkout policy, it takes all the fun away from owning a house. It takes all the fun away from earning money. It takes all the fun away from providing service to people. And that's why Airbnb is collapsing. And the only anyone who's staying in Airbnb now is a fucking loser. Sorry. If you're in Airbnb now, you're a killer. You're going to kill someone. Because there's no person, I have not heard, am I wrong? Are you guys hearing about people going to Airbnbs now?
No, hotels are back.
Hotels are back, bitches. Airbnbs are, no, what are you doing walking into somebody's house? What the fuck's that about, you freak? Go to a hotel. Let's kill this thing. Let's kill this thing once and for all. Let's get rid of Airbnb. Let's make it illegal. Let's see it for what it is. A place where violent white people do horrible things. Can we get rid of it now? Ladies and gentlemen, the American royalty